And a very warm welcome back to Leshan, China on day one of the World Karate Federation's third Karate One Premier League of the season. Our program comes to you from the Leashan Olympic Center in Leshan, the Sichuan province. The Karate One Premier League has 4 tournaments. We are on stage 3 of the tournaments. We've already had Istanbul and Rome. We have Leshan here, and then the last one will be in Morocco, in Rabat, and that will be coming up in the next month or so. Now, I have with me an athlete who's been competing on the tatami today in Kumite, and that's his discipline. But I'll introduce the athlete to you, and then we'll have a look at the situation with the quarterfinalists in the Kata. And sitting next to me, Conor O'Sullivan from Ireland.
Billy,
Conor,
how are you?
Great to see you again. Now, I know this is not your discipline, and you've been obviously considering your performance on the mat. Today you had 2 fantastic wins.
Yeah. Didn't
quite make it out of the pool. You had that last little hurdle that wasn't there on this occasion. But we'll get you to reflect on your views on that in a little while. But on the mat at the moment, we have the quarterfinalists of the female kata. And there, I can tell you, 6 of them are from Japan. And on the map number 1, we have Owatani Azuki. And she is up against Natsuri Hisami, both from Japan. Choice of kata was Chatnala Kusanku. On tatami number 2, again, we have athletes from Japan. Shimizu Natsuki, and she's performing the kata kururumfa. And she's up against a really tough opponent in Onomahu. Chatnara Kushanku is the choice of her kata. Tatami number 3, we have Spain's Paula Garcia Lozano. Chatnara Kushanku, her choice of kata. She's up against Mishima Kiri of Japan, who will be performing Superempe. And on tatami number 4, we have Rita Seibert of Germany. Anna Dai was the kata that she chose, and she's up against the world champion and grand winner, La Mu Xiong Grace of Hong Kong, China, who will be performing Superempe. So that's the lineup of the quarterfinalists for the female kata. Only the winner goes through into the semi-final, and then ultimately will be contesting the medals on Sunday. Now, although you're not a kata man, do you have a favorite kata? Do you have a kata that you practice every day?
No, not every day, definitely
Okay.
not. But I like to watch Unsu is good.
Unsu,
Yeah,
from
when it's good.
Shotokan, great kata.
Yes. I practiced Shotokan when I was younger, obviously. Now I do more Kumite only, but yeah. Unsu is the best.
Unsu is the one for you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now, you were competing on the mat. Whether it's kata or whether it's kumite, you can celebrate your successes, but how do you deal with disappointment? You know, it would have been wonderful if you'd have got through the rounds. It would have been fabulous for you. I wouldn't have got a chance to have to commentate with you, but it would have been fantastic. But dealing with that emotion, how does that work for you?
I suppose you just have to talk with your coaches first and make sure that you're both on the same length, like wavelength, and understand what happened or what you can improve for the future. And also, you have to think about the positive things, like not only the disappointments and the mistake that you made, also talk about the positive things, and then realize the next step forward is to, okay, yeah, you have a little problem, but the positive things were also there. So
yeah,
it's only small things, you know. And obviously today, yeah, okay, I won 2 fights, and ultimately I lost the the third match.
But that was to Organisian.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And he's been performing
Yeah,
incredibly
he's
well.
on form.
Hasn't he?
Exactly, he's on form, and it wasn't like it was a close match. So yeah, it was. It's obviously it's disappointing, and you want to go for more, but you have to take the positives as well before the negatives.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Uh, on the tatami, we've got the 4 mats all in operation in this quarterfinal. There's one audio feed across all 4 tatami, so it's not that we could focus on any one mat in particular. And viewers, you will have made your decision of which mat to focus on. Don't want to give you too much earache from our commentary and allow you to enjoy some of the kata. And we'll be quiet for a few moments. So we have the kata, female kata finalists confirmed, and they are La Mu Xiong Grace of Hong Kong, China, and Ono Mahu of Japan.
Tatami 3, Otmir 38, Uzbekistan, Uzbekistan, Tatami 4, Velalong Louise, Chile, Hashimoto, Japan.
Into the quarterfinal stage then for the male Kumite minus 60 kilogram. You did compete at this weight, didn't you?
Yeah.
For some time.
Many years ago, many years ago. My last competition was in the European Championships 2021, I think, in Gaziantep. So, or 2022 maybe.
Now, I nearly called you Rory because your nemesis was Rory Kavanagh. He was minus 67, you were minus 60 kilos.
Yeah.
But then you had to change weights. And, so moving up from one weight division to another, that's a really difficult thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it was overall a better decision because I had to lose too much weight and then I couldn't focus on the competition. I was just focusing on losing weight all the time. And it wasn't worth it really in the end. I didn't have any results, and in 67 I won more fights, so it made more sense.
And nature has a way of saying, look, come on, you know, this is who you are.
Yeah.
And that's what you do as you grow and you get older.
Exactly.
You have to change.
Yeah, and you have to make some decisions, even if it's tough. But
and you made another huge decision, Connor. You relocated from Ireland to Switzerland.
Yeah.
And I remember when we spoke before about it, you were saying that you know it was a tough decision. You weren't sure about how it was going to all work out. How do you feel now, pretty much a year later?
Yeah, literally 1 year ago. Actually, last week I moved 1 year ago to Switzerland. Much better, very relaxed. Everything's going how I want it to go. I feel more calm, and I'm really happy there, you know. And I have a lot of great people around me, and it's a good environment to be in.
And you decided to make that move because you wanted to be with Elena Carici and the Carici team.
Yeah, of course. It's best team.
The best team,
For
okay.
me.
Well, there's the plug. And we can see the success that Elena has on the tatami.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal. World Games, Karate One Premier League, grand winner.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm recently engaged
Yeah.
with Raul,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. You kept that a secret,
Thank
didn't
God, thank God. Eventually he asked.
Thank God. Maybe he was just waiting to see, are you going to win again? Let me just let's just check this out. Do you have the credentials?
Maybe.
But no. Love blossomed, and it's wonderful to see. But what a team they are.
Yeah. I think it's a power couple. That's what they say.
Fantastic, though. Absolutely brilliant results. So you're pleased that you moved to Switzerland. You're getting results. You have you got a great silver medal in the A series, didn't you?
Yeah, I did in 2024 that was, but I'm still searching for the next one. But it's getting closer and closer. Obviously in Istanbul I was 7th. Today I won 2 matches, and yeah, like we said, I lost in the 3rd match, and I couldn't pass. But it's good progress, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially I'm the only Irish person here. It's not easy, like, to be the only one, but it's nice to show the way for the other athletes as well, you know.
Of course it does. And a big shout out, you know, when you talk about the support that you've had with Martin and Conor Clinch.
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Yeah.
On Akai and the president, Chris Kelly, and the like. And they'd be very, very proud to see what you're achieving on the mat now, Conor.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a real credit to those guys. But you've also on the cusp of the top 32, slip out of the top 32. The points that you've won in those 2 matches that you did today.
Yeah.
That's put you back in that top 32.
Yeah.
So that puts you in contention for Morocco and Rabat.
Yeah.
But you can slip out of that as well. Can you just explain
so
the frustration you might have behind that? And what happened to you in Rome? Because you couldn't compete, could you?
No, I didn't get registered in time, obviously, because after Istanbul, I was 7th. But before the registration opened for Rome, I was 44, and then I came back into the top 32. So I missed the registration because it obviously minus 67, it's full, like directly everybody wants to compete, and it's very competitive. So I missed out because of the ranking, but yeah, it's a difficult situation, but obviously I just kept the head down and focused on China because I knew anyway I was top 32, I can register for China and I can come back and hopefully do a performance. Okay, didn't work out like Istanbul, but okay, still again, 2 fights more than 0 fights. So
Exactly.
Tatami, Croatia.
As you will note that the quarterfinals in the Kumite are ongoing. So on tatami number 1, we will have the female minus 50 kilogram quarterfinal start, and the tatamis will keep working all the way through the weight divisions until all have been completed, and then on to the semi-final stages. But when you watched as an athlete, you know, you were competing in the round robin. That's a tough qualification process, isn't it?
yeah, it's hard, but I think it's better. It's more fair, and obviously you get more fights anyway, but the best one wins in the end, I think. And it's good. Like, okay, sometimes you have to wait a little bit longer, but it's okay. Like, you have more time to process what happens and to relax and focus for the next fight. If it went well, if it didn't go well, you have time between. I mean, sometimes in the eliminations, you don't have so much time. It's like you win the match and then the next match is already like in 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this way. You have a bit of a time between each fight and you can focus like on the next opponent. Yeah.
With Kumite as opposed to Kata, Kata we've talked about in the past of individual, and you are completely on your own. You're completely at one with yourself. You have no one else to blame about your performance. You know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. And then, hopefully, it's going to be better than your opponent and you'll win the match. In Kumite, full of surprises. You don't know what's going to happen. You get an idea, but anything could change.
It's fine. Like, you have a plan in your head, and then it just is the complete opposite happens, you know, and you can still win. There's so many ways that you can win fights, you know. Even the best one doesn't always win. But that's why we love the sport, I think.
Mike Tyson, there's a great quote from Mike Tyson: everybody has a plan until they get punched.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he was a great champion, so.
He was indeed. He was indeed. Well, the objective is not to inflict injury in Kumite, and that's the thing, though, isn't it? The skill, the speed, everything has to be perfect to get your score, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And to do that on a moving target is so difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's not as easy as it looks sometimes, you know. But obviously, everybody trains hard in the Premier League level. Like, everybody's training, I'd say maximum 2 times per day, 3 times per day. And we train for this, you know. But we know it's going to be difficult before we come. We have to expect it. You can't expect that it's going to be easy, you know.
No. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But when you get round to this stage, you've come out of the pools before.
Yeah.
You've been in the quarterfinals. Of course, it's exciting. You're full of ambition to get to the next stage. The adrenaline's flowing and everything. How do you manage all of that emotion?
Yeah, you just have to try to stick to the plan, like we said. But obviously, the plan can switch.
Yeah, of course it can.
But you just have to stay focused and stay connected with your coaches and make sure you're both on the same wavelength and communicate like what you both want to do or how you want to achieve the plan or whatever, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Like in my case, obviously in Istanbul, was the first time that I passed the group. It's a lot of time between the first pool stage and then the quarterfinal, so you have a lot of time between.
Right.
Yeah, you have to relax your body. I don't think you should stay in the stadium. I think you should go get something to eat and then come back, you know, and then focus on the next match. But it's not it's not as straightforward as it seems sometimes. You just come back in the evening and fight again.
Oh, of
Okay,
course
you have
not.
to warm up again. I think sometimes the body's a bit banged up from the previous fights.
Yeah.
But again, that's why we train.
And your opposition will be obviously they know your strengths and weaknesses,
Yeah.
and you know theirs, and you try to play to your strengths and exploit their weaknesses.
Yeah, can.
And if you can do that, but how do you where's the learning process for you? Where do you have a chance to try new things or experiment? Because it must be very difficult, isn't it?
It's difficult, yeah, but we always choose, like, especially in our team, we always choose like smaller tournaments. For example, I had a tournament 3 weeks ago, like in Slovakia. Then we just tried things that we're training and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then we can keep the things that work and throw away the things that don't work. Or maybe try to refine that again, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a way it will work. It just, we have to find the right way. And these smaller tournaments, I think, are a good pathway, especially to come to the Premier League and perform. Because you can try more things. Here, you have to be more tactical and smart. You can't just do stupid things and they expect to win, you know? You have to be intelligent.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, and obviously in training as well. Like, you have to try to do things in training, and yeah, for like, if you don't try in training, then you're just training for no reason, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what about the time that you have to put in? You talked about you have to train all the time, every day. You're putting in effort. You're professional now. This is all you do. Not
Basically,
I don't mean all you do. I don't mean that at all. But I mean you are full time.
Full time, yeah, full time. Yeah, I have a job as well as a like fitness trainer, but it's not full time. I do more hours in karate than in my job. So
quite right too.
yeah, exactly. So, but I think this is the sacrifices you need to make. Obviously, like we talked about, I moved to Switzerland. I couldn't have this opportunity if I didn't move to Switzerland to be professional, you know. So that was another reason why I changed country.
Exactly.
The quarterfinal of category male cumulative minus 67 kilogram. Tatami 3. Morasca, Italy. And Masat Jordan. Quarterfinal of category female Kumite minus 55 kilogram. Tatami 1. Zamla Leshan, Turkey. Aberration, Algeria. Quarterfinal of category male Kumite minus 67 kilogram. Tatami 3. Maraska, Italy. El Masafa, Jordan. Tatami 2. Figueira, Brazil. Mexico, Uzbekistan. Quarterfinal of category female Kumite minus 55 kilogram. Tatami 4. Sipovic, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Kavasnikova, Slovakia.
分かれて続けて
Quarterfinal of category male Kumite minus 75 kilogram. Tatami 1. Garachiv, WPF1. Shalafurino, WPF1. Quarterfinal of category female Kumite minus 55 kilogram. Tatami 2, Zivia Naomi, Georgia. Dimova, WPF1.
青注意続けてせっ分かれて続けて赤上段有効 셋! 막아내 됨! 들게 됨!赤中段蹴り技あり続けてせっタッチ
Quarterfinal of category male Kumite minus 75 kilogram. Tatami 4. Suzuki, Japan. Tatami, Ukraine.
헤이 스텝 그다음에 헤이 스텝 스텝
Quarterfinal of category female Kumite minus 55 kilogram. Tatami 3. Hui Yuchuan, China. Samasheva, Kazakhstan.
스텝
Quarterfinal of category male Kumite minus 75 kilogram. Tatami 2, Pashchenko, Ukraine. Achikhanov, Kazakhstan.
That's hit! Catch! Ha!